Welcome back. This is episode number 11, and I thought I'd start this episode off by showing some of the graphs and charts to give an idea of where we're up to. So I'll open up the report screen. You can see we're rank 5, so we're 5th overall, and the history there shows that there's one race that's substantially ahead of all the others, and then there's a cluster of races all in a similar sort of scoring point. We're the blue line there, the humans, and the red one is the Cryoken, which is not surprising to a lot of people who've probably played this before. The Cryoken, as I think I mentioned in the very first episode, they store away some of their income each turn, and that gets converted into victory points, so they're able to constantly store away victory points in a way that other races just have no sort of comparative ability. So they're definitely far, far ahead of us, which does present a bit of a challenge at this point. There's a few ways to deal with that as we get closer to the end of the game, but for now we are just going to be in amongst the rest of the pack and trying to get to at least the front of that pack. So number of colonies, there's a histogram there, but I think it's better if I show it as a bar chart. Basically all the races have almost the same number of colonies. Remember, we just lost our Orleans recently, so we're one colony behind. Otherwise we'd be up there in the number 1 spot with the Walden Forest. In terms of total population, we're definitely at the upper end. Over the course of the game's history, you can see we've sort of been up and down. We were quite low for a while. If I show, that's the total population. If I show our own race population, I just want to point out here that in the first 50 turns we were emerging as a really competitive race in terms of the population. The only one beating us was the blue one, which is the TI's flock, and they have a substantial growth rate bonus. So the strategy of moving population around and targeting, trying to maintain that optimal peak growth, really will put you ahead of the other races. So yeah, I just wanted to point that out. And I think it was around, it must have been around about this time that we lost the first colony, Karensk, which was bombed away, and then from there on we sort of ran out of room to expand. So you can see it curves off for a while there. I'm not sure what the up and down there was about, but as we slowly got closer to having new colonies, I guess around here was when we started the war with the Karkar, and we got a few worlds, and then the growth rate really just hammers up. This is obviously where we lost Orleans, and obviously now we have a few more, even more new colonies, and the growth rate's really hammering up. So we'll like to retake Orleans, and that'll bump our population up again, which would be great. Average happiness isn't especially telling, I think, but obviously we're a fair way ahead of all the other races there. I think it's just the sum of the happiness values of all of our colonies. So some of the other AIs are running their economies a little bit, or their races a little bit closer to 0 happiness, probably polluting a bit more and that sort of thing. So yeah, interesting. There is something on the income chart that's kind of revealing. There's something about the way the AI manages its colonies where it's throwing I guess the taxes up and down. There's a lot of jagged lines there, but you can see consistently the human race is at the upper edge of the chart, and it's certainly even pushing more and more so towards the end here. So we're consistently producing a high income, whereas the AI is sort of, if you average out the AI, it's sort of a bit below us. Net expenditure, total expenditure doesn't really tell anything, I don't think. It's clearly too jagged, and to get just what happened on this turn also isn't very telling. Trade income, yeah, that can reveal a bit, I guess. The Walden Forest, if we compare them here, they are... yeah, they're not even doing that well in terms of total income. There they are. So that's, yeah, I don't know, neither here nor there, I guess. In terms of total technology, we're a long way behind, which is surprising because every time we go into a trade screen we see we're the only ones with lots of technology. But yeah, that's nothing to worry about because we've got the techs we need as opposed to the techs that the AI has, which I think probably aren't necessarily as useful. Total ships, well, obviously we're a long way ahead there, and you can see we've basically never lost ships, and we've only just produced new ships. There's a few battles there that we've lost a few, but yeah, no race seems to have had a disastrous battle amongst the top races. If we look in the enemies, we can see here's obviously the Kaka, and they've lost their first major battle, and then a few more battles. They rebuilt for a bit, and then yeah, more battles, smashing them down, and we lost basically nothing during those battles. Our new enemy, the Lincoln Empire, have had one decisively bad battle, which wasn't with us, I'm pretty sure, so that's interesting. But yeah, nothing else really telling there. Total enemy population killed, obviously we're off the charts. Yeah, nothing really to show else, I think. Total battles fought. Okay, there's a race that's fought more battles with us than us. It's the Kaka. They've probably been fighting with somebody else as well, but to no real effect, I'd say. And we've obviously won almost every battle we've fought, so we're going to be a long way ahead there. So yeah, a bit of information about how we're going and what our trajectory is. I'm pretty confident that once these new colonies pick up, we'll continue to just sort of march in a more exponential fashion and catch up to the Kryokan. But their ability to stash away money is concerning. I mean, they're a long way ahead. Let's have a look at that as a graph. I think they're almost double, probably sort of 60%, 70% more score than us. So yeah, they're going to be a bit of a challenge, but we'll get there. Anyway, on with the game. I've had a look around as usual, and there's nothing that really needed my attention, so I think we can go straight on to the next turn. Just quickly check the research screen. We've got 33 turns for Bright Beams 2, 17 turns for Improved Shields, 16 turns for Sin, and 6 turns for a new Skunkwork project. So that's all good. Nowhere's at 75. And we've got some fleets moving in, so we should be fine. Okay, the usual deal, we're just going to ignore those. The Expectrata are distrustful, very hostile, neutral. They want money for a peace treaty. That is unacceptable. Indeed, it is unacceptable. They want biosphere. We have no interest in trading technologies with the winning race. Okay, transports have arrived at Augusta, which is on 74. Los Vada, which is on 71. Some more dreadnoughts have been produced, and the shipyards are empty, which is a good sign. So I think at this point I might build some armoured assault ships. How many did I build there? 4. Let's be consistent. And 4 there. So that was 12 overall, and I'll make sure I've got 12 hover tanks here, plus a few more. Okay, that's good. Tachyon scanner's done. Good, I'm glad I put that in the queue. I would have forgotten about that. So scan range. Alright, let's just see if there's anything else we need to build here. We can upgrade the mine. Obviously there's nothing to trade. I guess we'll just go straight onto the large tachyon scanner. And we can build an upgraded mine, so I guess we'll throw that in as well. So that's fine. Weather controller at Buta. Now, what have we got here? Nano construction complex is ready to go. what can it build? Mine. It's pretty easy. And that's about it. So when the heavy industry's done there, I can recycle that. That's good. Surface shipyard at Wessex. Okay, so I can build some more transports. And there was one transport that has just rolled off the line there, which I can send back to Edinburgh. I'll turn that scan radius off. And what else was there? Scouts, I think. Where do we need to send some scouts to? Nowhere really. Which is fine. We do have fleet. Yeah, now we just took over, I think, yeah, Granada last turn, so... oh, there's somewhere to scout. No planet asteroid belt. Yeah, well, very unlikely to make use of that anyway. Still. So, where to send the main fleet now? Well, until we get some defences at Wessex, probably nowhere. So I need to keep one fleet in orbit there, defending Wessex, and then I'll need another one defending Granada. So, yeah, I think I'll actually just wait for a little bit, and get some defences up first. So I've got a light industry building another shipyard. Tech complex coming up. Okay, that's alright. Suppose we've got some new dreadnoughts ready to go. Let's have a look at moving those across to Granada. That'll be a number of turns, but still, we can do that. We're all good. No deal. Storm damage, flare damage, empty transports, flare at Augusta, just for something new. Comet mines at Buta. Okay, comet mines are done. Buta has its defences, so I can now definitely recycle the heavy industry, which is fine. And light industry at Granada. Okay, so we'll just go straight up to heavy industry. And everything's fine. We're Wessex, that's just the colony ships, the usual colony ships waiting in orbit there, but something's happened here. That's just the scout. That's fine. They give infiltrator, we give agent light. No, I'm sorry, we don't want techs. We don't want tech trades. There's barely enough techs to do something for over the course of the game without trading. If we trade as well, there'll be just nothing to do later on. So the scout's done all its jobs. Normal system asteroid belt. Wait, wasn't there no planet there? I think no planet is being masked by the fact there's a colony there. So the colony is basically a space station, and it requires, I think, an extreme arc, no, universal arc to build a colony on a system with no planet, and it'll only support a population of up to 5, so it's a bit unusual. So the tax income's very low, and you only have one facility slot to play with, so yeah, really not especially useful. And you might think, just colonise it anyway, but given that it counts as a full whole colony for the purposes of calculating bureaucracy, it's much better to have a fully fledged colony, even on a poor system. The only reason you might want to colonise a system without a world would be for trade goods, or, as I said in the start of the game, to expand your supply radius. But obviously, we don't need to do that anymore. So yeah. I think we're all fine. Anyway, unrest at St. Lincoln. Chance of rioting. Okay, we really need to back things off here to resolve this. And the reason this has happened is because Actually, wait a second, we probably don't. Popularity is at -4, so it is actually will resolve itself next turn. I think it was just some happiness structures, or perhaps the trade connection went down for a few turns. So that'll be fine from now on. Large tachyon scanner, surface shipyard. There's another one done. So one tech complex, we wanted to upgrade the Bio Research Center, and we also wanted to build interceptor missiles. So there's that done, and the light industry can work on improving the shipyards. So that's that done. More transports at Wessex. 74, 20, we're keeping an eye on Verona because when that gets to 33 we'll start shipping people up to DRNG. Two on again. I need to move that scout. Let's get him back to the main fleet. Oh man, really ruined that. Okay. Storm damage. Mine at Buta. Mine can be upgraded. Now where's the population at here? Are we on, what taxes are we on? We're on high taxes with past high taxes at -1, so that'll go up by another 1, so it'll be -2 and -3, 4 for the current level of mines, so that'll be as far as we can go with the mines. No, at DRNG. Yep, we can upgrade global weather. And heavy on Granada, we can build a tech complex. It's all fine. 75 at Earth. So let's ship those into Granada. $74. It's all fine. No deal. No deal. No deal. Arc ship has arrived. Ah, wow. Excellent. So, now we have no defences here, which will be interesting to see if we can bait somebody into going to war with us just by colonising this world. We'll found the colony and make a beeline for defensive structures. I'll send the mother arc back to Augusta, I think, where we've usually got some fleets in orbit. Okay, so this one will be, I think Shione was one I hadn't used. Yeah, that'll be fine. So this is a neutron star, a remnant of a nova. A neutron star is made of superdense neutronium, very valuable to those with the technology to exploit it. There's a bit of foreshadowing. Any planets will have been massively damaged by the nova explosion. Anyway, that's fine. We'll build that up to the point where we can build some defences as quickly as possible. And Edinburgh, yeah. Now we're not shipping off Edinburgh until it's at sort of 70 population now, so we're just waiting there. But I can ship in 5 new transports to Earth, ready to pick up the next group of people. And there doesn't seem to be anybody at Mito, or anybody shipping to Mito, ready to pick up the group there, which will be soon. So I'll send 5 to there. Augusta has some. I think everywhere else is fine. Yep. Dreadnought, hover tank, more transports. Yep, that's all fine. 75 at Augusta. Okay. Well, I will send these guys to Granada. I won't send them down to a system that's not defended in any way. And that should do. Yep. Ignore all. Smart plague, no. Transports arrived. So Granada's population will jump up a bit there. Good. Send those guys back. Scout has arrived. New technology cruiser 2. Well, that's useless. We won't be making any of those. It must have come out of the skunk works. 3 turns for the next one. Assault ship, bio-incubator. Oops. At Verona. Good. Bio-incubator lets us build the terraformer. And small orbitals are done. I don't think the small orbital allows us to build anything worthwhile. Yeah, destroyers and basic armor ships. So we'll keep building transports there. And St. Lincoln's unhappy. I think that might be just yeah, resolving step by step, going from unrest to unpopular, and then it should disappear next turn, as long as the popularity's okay. So that's all good. Similar story at Osvada. No. Osvada has legitimate issues at -5. So, because the trade network's gone down. Well, that's fine. That'll repair itself in due course. And on we go. Trade mission. No. Empty transports. TI has declared war on the Leon pirates. Hover tank, mine complex. I think that was the end of Clayura. Details. What have we got here? No tax rate. High. Okay, let's get the high tax rate kicking in. So that'll actually be in trouble once it gets to past high taxes. So we'll have to deal with that. And the way we deal with that is by stripping off one level of the mine or building an entertainment centre. No, that's more expensive, so yeah, in this case we strip off the mine. I must have not been paying enough attention when I built that mine. Sorry about that. So what are we on here? -1, which will be -3 by the time past high taxes kicks in. So we can have just one level of mine. And the scanner array. Transports. Interceptors are coming off the line at Wessex, that's good. Tech complex is done. Okay, so now we can build some interceptors here as well. Good. Light industry. Okay. Pirate base ship moving down. That's not too surprising. You know what? I will actually build some missile bases. These can be built. You can build 2 of these in 1 turn, so I'll spend 2 turns building those, and we'll see if they attack. Everywhere else is fine. So no, they haven't declared war, but they have got a base ship there. Flare damage at Augusta. Mine complex is done. Why is Buta, let me guess, have I done the same thing at Buta as I did at Bayura? No? That's okay. That can go one step further to coal mine, I believe. So -2. High taxes is there. Pollution, let me guess, it had pollution resistance, no? That's ideal, okay. So the ideal just gives it enough of a bonus that it can sustain that. All good. Global weather controller. And not much else I can do here until we get some more population. We need 4 more population for that one. So that'll have to wait. Some light missiles are done there, that's good. How's our scan radius? Okay, so we've got a fair bit of coverage out past Shione. Good, good, good. Everything else seems okay. What's going on in tech? 1 more turn for special forces. Yep, that's pretty cool. 6 more turns for Sin. That's really good. Everything's fine there. Special forces is done. So what's next? 2 turns for the next one. Okay, that's all the light missiles done there. Now I'll just keep upgrading. And a bunch more transports are done. Transports. Okay. And all good. No smart plague. Trade mission. 6 destroyer 2s. So the trade mission, the way that works is it just allows, I believe, again this is a diplomacy related option so I haven't used it much, but essentially you don't trade between races, but if you build a trade mission, it's as if as if your trade work connects to that planet for importing or exporting purposes. So you would only want to do that. There's times when you would want to do it for importing, for happiness reasons perhaps, but it definitely generates money on the world where the export occurs, usually. But it does allow a spying mission, which can do various things again that I'm not too interested in doing, so largely I'll ignore those sorts of options as well. Which is a bit sad, you know, it sort of takes away a bit of the depth from the game, but it's just not necessary, so any time I was to make use of a feature like that, I'm just finding ways to further exploit the AI's weakness, so by ignoring it altogether, I guess maybe I'm helping the AI, I don't know, it's hard to say. Maybe I'm making it harder for the AI but not playing in a way it expects, who knows. Okay, Verona's at 32, so 1 more turn and it'll be at peak growth, which is good. Destroyers have arrived at Granada. Ah, cool. Okay, so I can actually move on now anyway. What have we got up here? Poor system. Not really interested in that one. Very rich system. Hell yes. We'll take that one. Destroyers. Now we don't want all of them. We want 19 is fine. The Infectors and the Mother Ark. Good. I think that's all fine.
We will listen to you.
No, no deal. No deal. Everybody wants the smart plague. It's not going to happen. Tachyon absorption. Now, I'm pretty sure that was in the information tree, and it was related to making your ships harder to detect. Yeah. Cool. You can find by double left clicking there. So technology reduces the reflections of tachyons by ships, making them harder to detect. That's cool. Transports. How are we doing there? One more shipyard upgrade, and then I'll need to build heavy industry to unlock the next level of ships, which is annoying. That's got to be done. And while that happens, I'll actually start upgrading one of the other research facilities, orbital shipyards, so I can stop producing. I'll get one of the shipyards to build something other than transports, and then I'll get, so I'll upgrade it a number of times in a row to do that if I need to. Should have done that the first time, but anyway. Tech complex needed for the next missiles. What's going on out here? Cryoken. Yeah, fine, whatever. 33 at Verona. Right, so next turn we'll start shipping people to DRNG. That'll be good. Dreadnoughts have arrived, okay. I'm going to send the rest of the destroyers down now. We'll keep them in one group. Empty transports arrived at Edinburgh. Coal mine. Coal mine at Buta. It's at -4. Yep. And there's nothing really I need to build here, so I think Buta can consider itself resolved for the moment. Just if you're ever having problems with finances at any stage of the game, another thing you could do is actually build a colonist workshop and then scrap your high-tech industry, whatever it happens to be. And the reason you might do that would be to save on the upkeep. That costs 90 and that costs 30. If you do that across all of the worlds that no longer need to build or change their buildings, once I've got Skunkworks, I have no intention of changing the research facilities. There might be some new buildings in very late tech that I want to build, but you could certainly go for 50 or 100 turns without paying that extra upkeep. But since I'm so far ahead on the economy, I won't even waste my time doing the micromanagement of that. It's just another thing I could do if I really had any sort of problems. Orbital shipyard and upgrades, right. Interceptor missile, sorry. And 75 at Mito, good. Alright, now I'll send some people down here. $75 at St. Lincoln as well. Let's do that again. No, wait, St. Lincoln's closer to these guys, so I can go over here. 9 and 42, we'll make it this one. Alright, so now I need to just send some new transports out. Earth's got some Mitos just leaving. All good. And Verona, right, so here goes our first guy. It's been a while since I've done it that way. Let me just check. One population shoveling 3 times. Good. So that'll do that for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3 times 8, 24 turns. Which is about how much population we'll want to ship up there, so that's good. 24 population should be fine. That should be all I need to do there as well. I better just check at some point. Detect wormholes would be handy, but no. Scanner array is done. Excellent. Let's go to the next one. More transports. And an interceptor. Okay, good. So the interceptors are done there, so we can move that fleet on somewhere else again. And we can get on with building things like the weather controller and the small terraformer. Now, how many of those armor assault ships have we got? 5. Okay, and 1 dreadnought. So what I'm thinking is I'm thinking about retaking Orleans with a second task force. So let's get those dreadnoughts back. I'm doing this a long way, I just realised. They only just got there. Oh well. That's fine. That'll allow a bit more time to build some more of those armoured assault ships. 5's probably not enough to certainly have certainty over a victory. So population in and 3 times. And on we go. We're ignoring all that. Empty transports, empty transports. Sin is done. Excellent. And orbital lasers is done as well. So let's go into bio. And what we want in here now is Gaia. Boosts happiness. So that's a pretty big deal to the victory points for the humans. So we will want that, but it requires acute hypersense. And the reason that's a smaller icon is because it's a research project from another discipline. Hypersense, acute hypersense. Okay, so it'll be probably a while before we get that. We're really going to have to crank up the skunkworks to get out projects like that, but we'll get there. In the meantime, we can do some defensive research. We don't really want the plague winger, that's kind of a waste of time. What we can do is perhaps anti-plague. Yeah, we'll knock over a couple of quick research projects like that. Because if those projects went through the skunkworks, it would just be a bit of a waste of time, really. There's only 2 turns for the next project there. It might even be anti-plague, but that's fine. Orbital laser was the other one that came out. That must have come out through the skunkworks as well. Yeah. Terraformer. Okay, Verona's done. Research lab time. And research lab. Heavy industry at Wessex. Now the heavy industry I've built so that we can do more shipyard upgrades. Need to keep an eye on the happiness there because we've got lots of the I'll need to put the nano construction in, so we're producing 2 plus 2 pollution, which is more than I want. So I'll just put 1 nano construction complex in there to remove that, at least half of that pollution. Should be better to maintain. Yeah, and the shipyard can go in. That's okay. Tech complex. Okay, good. Now I can build the proper missiles and not worry too much. Good. And another, oops, I must have, oh no, we've grown 2 at Verona this turn. So I'll send one on a loop. And one just move to there, thanks. That's okay. Plugging away, slowly but surely. No, we don't want falcons. No. No. Transport's arrived. Transport's arrived. Okay, that one transport's there. He's going to wait until the next turn, or the turn after probably. 2, 3. Yeah, that's right. What else? Armored. Orbital. Now what can we do with the orbital shipyard? Can we build dreadnoughts? Excellent. Well, let's churn out some dreadnoughts. And move those transports across. And that's all good. Oh, hello. What's going on here? Ah, yep. Our main fleet's arrived. Cool. So here comes the big battle. This should be one of the last home worlds, one of the last main worlds of the Kaka, I would say. They've definitely got a wide variety of stuff there. 2 Guardians, 4 interceptor missiles. In we go. Thing is, I don't care about the destroyers anymore, so even if I lose, all of them, they're kind of redundant ships, so not at all worried. Alright, so the Guardians. They have attack 320, which is massive. We don't want to go anywhere near those things. Can we press enter? Yeah, we can. They have 200 defense, 8 lasers with a range of 14,000. That's a huge range. They're bad news. Big bad ships. And we will have to deal with them one way or another as well. There's no way to just ignore them. But since they've only got 2, we can land our ground fleet. Now the question will be, do I wait for these guys to retreat? I think the answer is, what will I do? Nah, we'll just send the ships in, eh? Well, let's just send them in. We'll send them like that. Oops. That's fine. F9. So those missiles, I don't know if you saw that, but some of the missiles even hit the infectors. That's how long range they've got. It's huge. I will land those guys, but I'll probably relocate those guys. Oops. I may have overcommitted here. I want my ships to attack their missile cruisers. Their missile cruiser 2s, actually, even more dangerous. Whoa, where are those guys going? Come back here. Don't go near the Guardian. Now I've got those tanks on the ground, which means I can do that. And I can land the other tanks as well. I'm losing a lot of ships. I think we've lost the air battle. Should have sent the ground troops in first. But they're now retreating, so it doesn't matter anyway. Get them! Don't stop there. Of course they might make it their destroyer 2s as well. Right, so here's the dilemma. The Guardians. Our ships won't be able to kill them, I'm fairly sure. So I'll just have to call it a draw at this point. Well, F9. Not attack them, and they can't attack us, and we'll have to get some dreadnoughts in here to take care of them. Okay, there we go. We lost 11 destroyer 2s and an infector 2, which is nasty, but nothing else really to worry about. Okay. New technology, anti-plague, and fleet logistics. Ah, that's pretty cool. So, fleet logistics. The application of psi technologies to bureaucratic organizations can greatly improve their efficiency. This technology allows the construction of fleet HQ buildings organized according to sound principles that can greatly reduce the maintenance cost of a fleet. So that's really handy. In terms of where to build that, the building itself is reduces the stationed fleet upkeep by 20%. So anywhere you have a bunch of fleets just standing around, you want to build one of those. Augusta I do have, but I don't have any free slots, so I'd have to scrap a weapons research lab to do that. Yeah, and money's not really an issue, so given that it's only a money bonus, I won't do that. So that technology is great to have, but no use immediately. And anti-plague was done there, so that was the bio research. So the next bio research is, what do we go for? Improved anti-plague. Which is that one? Yeah, 7 turns. And the next Skunkworks project is in 1 turn. So that's good. Orbital scanner. Orbital scanner array is the last one there. Research labs are done. Interceptor missiles done. Now, where are the rest of the dreadnoughts? There they are at Wessex. So we'll need to get those guys down to take care of the the Guardians. Now we've got our missiles, so we're happy there. So let's just send those dreadnoughts straight on down, and that will do. Verona has no ships left, and I'll wait one more turn before I send that guy on. But it's now at 34, so I can afford to crank up the taxes. It's that age-old story. What else? I'm pretty sure that's it. And I think we'll draw a line under this episode too. So we're at turn number 248. We're just about halfway through. There'll be the next episodes. Obviously, we're moving very quickly. So if we're at episode 11 now, we'll probably make it to episode 20, I'd say, and this campaign will be completed. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for episode 12.